That did not remedy the way I expected it to. I was kind of shocked by the outcome of that when I was a kid going, "Wait, that guy died?"
Yeah. The exact same as
I was like, that's the guy that died? But so good. So Eli Wallach,
and Tessier, is it Tessier?
yeah.
Um, every time I've seen him, it seems like if the shit was going down,
Yeah.
that's the guy I want covering my back.
For sure. He was like that in every movie. Burt Reynolds said he was really like that, like a Dar Robinson type.
Yeah. Oh, in The Longest Yard, doesn't he do that?
Yeah, because he's in that too. He's in the longest yard.
But he goes like, "We get to hit the guards." And it's like,
yeah. Yeah. He reminds me a lot of like my old buddy Sonny Landham. Like they have similar personalities. Like there's going to be a bit of hell raising, you say? I think I've got some time free this evening. Let's get at it. That kind of guy. But he really does cut an interesting presence because I'm not sure. Don't you always wonder too, looking at these guys? Like, I wonder.
He died in 1990.
Yeah, cancer, I think, right? Wasn't that what it was?
56 years old.
Young. He died young. The thing about him was I always wondered, like, how big is this guy really if I was to stand next to him? Because I was shocked when I met Schwarzenegger at Warner Brothers and he was 2 inches shorter than me because he always looked larger in life. And some of these other guys, Stallone, they were, Seagal was a lot taller than me, but some of these other guys were small. So I look at Tessier and I go, like, that guy strikes a big presence on screen. And I also see him against, like in Cannonball Run, opposite Burt Reynolds, and he looks big against Burt. But I never met Burt. Did you work with Burt Reynolds?
No, I did The Crew, which was Burt Reynolds, Dreyfuss, Dan Hedaya, and Seymour Cassell. I played the young Dan Hedaya. So we were the younger versions of them.
Uh-huh.
But I never got to meet them.
Yeah, I think Burt Reynolds was probably cooler than to be around as a person than people give him credit for. One of my favorite, you either love him or you hate him movie-wise. Smokey and the Bandit, take your pick. But one of my favorite quotes by him is when he was asked in an interview, why would you do a Cannonball Run? And he said, well, if you ask me, the only thing more atrocious than being offered $5 million for doing Cannonball Run would be not taking it and doing it. And he was right. He was 100% right. It would be like not doing it. If they're going to offer you $5 million. And kids, that's our reality. Honestly, like when people, that happens a lot with actor friends of mine in public. People ask them why they do certain films and like, hey man, these guys got a mortgage to pay too. It goes the way it goes. No one's hoping Cannonball Run is like some terrible film. And I thought it was fun as a kid. I didn't have any expectations of it. But another movie that has everybody in it, by the way. And it actually, that's the movie, according to Bill Daly, my former boss at Warner Brothers, said that's the movie that made everyone contractually obligated to deliver blooper reels. Cannonball Run did it for the credits. Everyone loved it. And from that point on, the studio contracted every director, you have to deliver a blooper reel. So go out and get it if it doesn't naturally happen. Go have your actors fuck off for 45 minutes in front of a camera, whatever. So another movie with everyone. But Tessier's in that opposite Reynolds, and he looks huge next to Burt Reynolds. And he's great in this, but they matched him up with some good-sized dudes. I mean, everyone in this looks like they could fucking move a defensive line.
Yeah.
Every one of these guys looks like they could punch it into the end zone. But the interesting thing is you said Jacqueline Bisset, who arguably maybe does the best performance in all this. She's very convincing. You said Shaw, who was my favorite actor as a kid. He's basically a kind of a dialed back Quint. Nolte is Nolte.
Yeah.
Gossett is very effective. Everyone's good, but I think she has to convey the most emotion because she gets like a voodoo scare.
Yeah.
Which I don't really know what happens there other than the whole thing's fucking terrifying. It scared me as a kid too. I mean, these dudes, like, one of the things this movie does do, I think, is stage very scary villains. Like, these guys definitely strike me as meaning business. Now, this is before Lou Gossett did Enemy Mine as an alien and all these other things that were a little bit more loose. These guys definitely strike me as scary fucking dudes in the deep.
But, and just what you pointed out, I love kind of this juxtaposition though. You've got Jacqueline Bisset goes through the bloody chicken feet and the masks
Yeah.
and all stuff. And then you got Nolte opening the door and there's that dead animal with a feather through it. And Robert Shaw just reaches up,
Yeah.
knocks it off the water, throws it in the water like, fuck off. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, good. Because I think so much of that stuff it's only as powerful as you allow it to be in your life.
Great point. You're absolutely right. And so for her, it's a very powerful moment, right? Because it's a complete violation. For Shaw, Shaw is a little bit more of a pirate in this, which, by the way, most of the Caribbean cast in this, including Bob Miner, who we talked about, the stuntman extraordinaire, they were all in Swashbuckler with Shaw. So I get the sense that these guys probably had some pretty good social skills
Yeah.
together and went out on the town and did some serious damage on movie after movie. I think Shaw was considered pretty good company once the production wrapped for the day.
Yeah.
So these guys probably all really knew each other well. And this was one of those movies where they're like, hey, man, we're going to be in Bermuda.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to see the script. Like, let's just see. I'll just see it. Like, that's what funny. That's what Lee Marvin said John Ford told him for Donovan's Reef. He called him up and he's like, we're doing a movie in Hawaii. He's like, well, send me the script. He's like, you don't need to see the fucking script, Lee. It's in Hawaii with your friends. That's how Lee Marvin tells the story.
Oh,
So I feel like that's what the deep was, that they're like, hey, Robert's going. Oh, Robert's going. Oh, did you know, by the way, they racked up a $70,000 bar tab on the Sam Peckinpah film, not the Wild Bunch, but Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia, which would have been like $500,000 in today's money.
uh,
Like that's almost an achievement, right?
yeah. Yeah.
So, but I bet the bar tab on the deep was pretty steep too, with Nolte and Shaw buying the drinks.
Hi there, everybody. Voice actor Roger Craig Smith here to talk to you about NMOSD. It can paralyze you, it can blind you, it can even kill you in a matter of minutes, but we are very close to a cure. And with that cure could come a cure for cancer. So please go to the Guthrie Jackson Foundation and donate today. Appreciate it.